Guys, deluded, I'm back again. We've had stars of the week. Well, at this moment in time, I don't know which one gets released first because YouTube likes messing with me. But it's now time for duds of the week. Now, let's start with the keeper. There could have been Hennessy. I've gone with Hennessy, but there could have been Darlow. There could have been the Brighton man, Matthew Ryan. He made a couple good saves. I'm pretty sure it's him in goal. He made a couple good saves, but at the end of the day, conceded 4 goals. There's a couple keepers that really and truly. Adrian, I felt, based on the goal West Ham conceded, he could have been here. But I'm going to go with Hennessy, because you were trying to waste time and you're still getting ripped. So Hennessy's got to be there. Defensively, there was some poor defenders, man. There was some very poor, very, very poor defenders. But I'm going to go with, on the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Ben Mee. I don't feel he had the best of games against Burnley, and he was probably at fault for the goal they conceded. I'm going to go with, I hope his name is pronounced correctly, Wagner, or Wag of Watford. You saw him concede the penalty against Vardy. So he's got to be there. I'm going to go with Duffy of Brighton. I felt Duffy wasn't at that best of games. He made a couple interceptions and one things in the air, but he didn't have a best of games. And I'm going to go with Manquillo of Newcastle because he got stressed. There was a couple Palace defenders that could have been in here, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for him. So yeah, that's my defence. Obviously for at the back. I'm gonna go with Cork of Burnley. I don't feel he had the best of games either in central midfield. I'm gonna go with James MacArthur. I believe that's his name, of Palace, just chasing shadows because of the midfield. You can't blame the midfield for the defence or the strikers, but because the midfield had no intent of trying to get down and play football, the strikers couldn't do anything in the first half. Second half they patterned up, but I was upset with MacArthur of Palace. And normally when I've been watching Palace of late, he's actually been one of the ones doing all right. So Arthur and MacArthur and Cork got to partner each other. In the 10, I'm going to go with, I hope his name is, I've said it rightly, Vaslik of Everton. He's a young player with a lot of potential, but he got clipped at half-time. He was shocking. Nothing was going right for him, quite frankly. So he deserves his place in the 10 role. And I'm going to go with Jordan Ibe, to be honest with you. You would have thought after turning up in a big game against Arsenal would set a marker down to carry that on, and I'm sure he's got ambitions of playing for England. Or I heard he turned down Nigeria, but on basis that you're Nigerian descent and you obviously want to play for England, there's a chance to go to a World Cup. You're seeing Lingard in form, Sterling, all of these guys turning up. You need to do that. And with the performance you did against Arsenal, you would have thought you would have carried that on, but you were woeful in my opinion against West Ham. You're a record signing. You've got 1 goal for Bournemouth. It's not good enough. So yeah. Ince, woeful as well, man. I mean, your dad was a very recognised footballer. How are you doing all of this nonsense? And for someone that was going to go into Milan, that was getting talked about for all this ability, that showed some patches at Blackpool, to be fair, with Matt Phillips, nothing. So he's got to be there. Hemed of Brighton's got to be there as well. At least he does play for Brighton, right? I'm getting Brighton and Huddersfield mixed up like I normally do. Hemed was woeful, so he's got to be there. So yeah, man, to recap, we've got Hennessy in goal, you've got Manquillo at right back, left back Ben Mee, Wag of Watford, and Duffy at centre half. Midfield, Cork, MacArthur of Palace and Burnley respectively. Vlaslik of Everton, I probably got his name wrong, but that's my man of Everton, Daya. Ibe on the right hand side, left Tom Ince, through the middle Ahmed. Special shout outs have to go to Fosu Mensah. I don't feel he had the best of games. Is it Goldson? He got stressed out. He got stressed out against Chelsea. Hazard was running rings. Hugazi didn't have the best of games for me. I've already said Fosu Mensah. Darlow and Adrian, like I've already said. Ryan ultimately conceded that many goals. Goslink was poor. Martino was poor. Holgate got ripped. Kenny got ripped. Williams was poor. Balassi was crap. Alonso and Rudiger were also a bit booky for me, to be honest with you. So yeah, man, that's my duds of the week. There was a couple others that are getting away with it, getting lucky. A couple West Ham players could have been here. Benteke really should be here, to be honest. I actually felt Zaha should be here as well because he was woeful in the second half. He really should have scored some of his chances. A lot more Newcastle man could have been here. The majority of Newcastle players could have been here, apart from a couple. So yeah, there's a couple, maybe even a couple of Arsenal players if I go back and look. But yeah, man. Guys, Deluded Guna, YouTube's N'Golo Kante. Thank you very much for watching. I'm out of your hair now. That's duds of the week done. I'm out.